Plump Goops Podcast.
Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes.
Welcome back, everyone, to Hot Takes High Stakes on the road.
On the road. Where are we, Cameron?
I don't know. Where are we? Where are we, Sam?
Western New Mexico.
We're a bit outside Farmington.
Northwestern New Mexico.
And where are we going, Cameron?
Farmington City. Is it Farmington City, you think?
I think it's just Farmington.
It's just
Farmingtown.
Warmtown. So we're going to Moab, Utah, which, how many hours out are we, Resma?
We're 3 hours. Exactly.
3
Yeah.
hours.
That's correct.
And this is a bit of a bootleg production. You can't really see us that well because of the darkness. I feel like you can make out our features though, right? It's not like we're Lego Star Wars unlocked characters.
And the most important thing is we're happy to be here.
That is what's most important. The best ability is availability.
Is that your take?
Shout out to the rest of the crew that wasn't able to make it.
Right. Shout out to the boys back home.
We're on an injured reserve list right now, so
Yeah, they
on IR.
Who's our sixth man? No, Corey was our sixth man.
Corey
was
sixth
the
man.
most recent guy, right?
Yeah. He gave us the no, though.
He did. Because he was like, I don't know when I'm going to Europe.
Which is fair.
But is he in Europe right
Is that your take, Sam?
Is that fair?
He is in America.
now? Is that fair to us, is my question.
He's
Do we
in...
have a mic up here?
Should you have a mic?
Should we?
Oh, I guess you could have a mic up there. Yeah, you take this.
Yeah.
And then
We
I'll
can get
hold...
and then you guys leave.
Right, I'll hold this.
Yeah.
Well, no, so like...
Just don't keep it in the camera.
So,
Oh,
like,
don't keep
hold...
it in the camera.
No, you can. I mean, don't cover our faces with it. Hold it. No, stop. Hold it to your face, right? And then the way we're gonna operate back here is when you guys want to talk, just like pat my shoulder, like touch me.
I'm gonna do like
Oh,
I'm only doing a warm up take because I don't have one. So.
Not
okay.
not you, Ron. So that I can
I'm not
hold
gonna
the.
sleep.
Oh, Sam's gonna be.
You're gonna be silent,
Well,
Sam.
I'm not gonna be. I might quip in, but I'm not.
Be like hey, and
He
then
might come in for a quick flash and then he'll leave.
Yeah, be like hey.
I feel like it's covering me.
What's
no,
covering
no,
you?
No, I got you.
You're no,
Better got me.
Ron.
I
You
got
can hold it up to your face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Do you see how I'm
I was trying
holding
to
it?
get Sam. I was trying to get Sam's on.
It's
Well,
okay.
Okay.
They'll
Sa-
let you know when-
Sam will say hey when he wants to talk.
Yeah.
Like we have a system back here. You guys need to figure out a system up there.
Sam can just
Perfect.
slam the brakes.
Figure it out.
Much like KP, I'm a system player.
Yeah, so Resma didn't use the system there, so he didn't.
Much like KP, I'm a system player.
The reason he didn't use the system is because KP doesn't fit the system.
Yeah. Much like
You
Donnie
faked me out
Nelson,
there.
I'm fired.
Right. So this is Hot Takes High Stakes, obviously, I hope everything ends up working out. This is a very bootleg operation, like I said before.
My fingers are crossed.
Cross the fingers. I think really the only person who's unobscured view-wise is Sam, and he's not even going to be
He's
talking
actually-
that much. So,
That's crazy.
I'm here by design. I'm off camera slightly by design.
Ronak,
That was part of my.
so there's a lot of white noise, so just please hold the mic up to your face.
Okay.
When you talk. And then we have a car trip, obviously. We're almost there. But we're going to spend one of our last 3 hours probably talking about some hot takes. This is the first in-person pod that we've done since in about a year now, right? A little under a year.
When was the last one?
Got to tap.
When was the last one?
August probably. June or August. It can rattle, Ronak. Don't panic. Okay, so this is just going to operate a little bit like a normal show would, right? We are typically on Zoom, but not today.
Today we're in car.
Today we're in car, Ronak. That mic's just got to be a little closer
We're
to
in
your face
car.
when you talk,
There you
yeah.
go. Okay.
Because of all the noise, because we're in a car.
I'm going to rescind your mic privileges.
Yeah, you were the
Never,
one who asked for the
never.
mic, and then you're holding it away from you.
I'll turn this car around.
So hopefully it sounds good. If it doesn't sound good, then you know why.
This
And
is
that's
like
all
when
we'll
we
say about that.
recorded outside for some reason.
Right.
We thought that would be a good idea.
But we have a much higher quality setup this time, to be fair.
Yeah.
Um,
We got video.
And we're on video, indeed. So I would like to start with a quick warm-up take. Thoughts?
Warm up lap.
Do it.
Right. So this is part of the warm-up lap. It's kind of a new segment. But I have a take for the warm-up lap.
Mm-hmm.
And my take is the following. A sandwich, part of what goes into judging the quality of a sandwich should be how messy it is.
Ooh.
Even if a sandwich tastes really good, but it's super messy, I think that should take away from the overall score.
Ooh. No. I think if anything, the messier it is, the more likely I'm to enjoy it.
I actually have a follow-up take for this, but we'll get to that at the bottom of this thread first.
Bottom of the thread.
I'll say that I agree. We just left Firehouse Subs, and I had a nice barbecue brisket bacon cheddar sandwich, fully expecting it to be quite the mess. It tasted fantastic and was clean as a whistle, and I feel like that just really upped my experience. If I wanted messy, I accept that with barbecue, and which is why I was kind of expecting it. But with a sandwich, I was very pleased indeed.
Yeah, when you leave with a full stomach, clean hands, and not too much trouble.
Clear eyes, full heart.
Say that again, Sam,
Classic Sam.
on mic. Yeah, he doesn't have the guts.
Say it on mic.
I'm okay.
Okay, Sam.
Me muttering in the background.
Okay,
What?
just say that. Okay, remember your code, Sam. You're supposed to say, "Hey,
Hey, Sam here.
hey, guys, Sam here."
Reach across and hit it for someone.
Yeah, you could also do that, or honk when you want it.
Brake check the car behind.
Honk at Ponk. But yeah, I don't know. That's just my take. I feel like when I eat a sandwich and it's super sloppy, it just it kind of puts me in a bad mood.
You also lose much of what you could be eating when that happens, because with all that sauce, you're losing sauce, but also like tomato, lettuce, that could all be flying out, and that's less food for you.
It's a +1 for me on that one. I definitely like to go for value for my sandwiches, and whenever I'm losing ingredients, I'm losing value.
Oh.
It depreciates like a car that's just been driven off the lot. The second a slice of avocado falls out of that sandwich, it depreciates like you just drove a car off the lot.
Wait. You don't pick up and eat the.
I was about to ask, are you putting those back in? Because
the
I'm
drippings?
I'm not putting them back in.
I mean-
I'm more likely to eat them with a fork afterwards.
Oh, I just we were at the same place, Firehouse, and.
Right?
Yeah, we were at the same place, obviously.
That's all you want to say?
Yeah, no, but my sandwich was messy, and there was a tomato on the floor, on the bottom of the floor, not on the floor, on the base of the box, and I just ate it with my hands, and I had no
Yeah.
problem.
+1 for me. I dropped at least
What are
5
you-
tomatoes on the ground.
You're +1 on everything.
A +5 for me. 5 tomatoes.
Is this around the horn, Resma? Are you just +1ing yourself to win the competition?
Resma is the perennial +1 at the wedding. Never invited, but always brought. Also, I would like to say, just looking at the levels, the white noise is loud, so when you're talking, speak up.
Okay.
As
Okay.
well as holding it near your face. So I don't know. That was just my take. I mean, it happens most often, I think, with avocados. Avocado slices, they'll fall out of the sandwich. And I don't like that.
It's pretty fucked up.
+1 from me.
+3 for me.
That's anyway.
What's Resma's
Oh yeah, you have a take, right? Or one more take?
we're at the end of the thread.
Oh, end of the thread, yeah.
Yeah, so since we're at the bottom of the thread, let's do a quick tally of the +1s on one side. I'm at
You're so far ahead from everyone
I'm at
else.
+10. Ronik's maybe a +3. Cam's maybe +1. Dave's +2. And Sam's at -5. So
Wait, but are you saying is this like a Reddit thread where you give upvotes? Is that what you're saying? Or are you just saying this is how many times I agreed with what was said?
most likely much like a Reddit post, you can upvote, downvote.
Okay, so but I would be getting the upvotes then because you were agreeing with me, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Mid counting ability.
The counting ability was mid, just like this podcast might be. We'll see in the edit. I have no idea how loud the car is. I'm looking at the levels right now, and we might be too loud. Who knows? Who knows? But I think it's time to get into the takes, right? Unless anyone has anything else to add to the warm-up lap.
I do have an extra take based on our Firestone subs. Firehouse subs.
Yeah.
We've known bring your own beverage, the term BYOB for some time. I'd like to introduce BYOT, bring your own towel, bring your own handkerchief, because while I was at, we were just eating the messiest subs of all time, and I used maybe 50 plus napkins, I won't lie to you. Tomatoes spilling out of sandwich and everything. So if I just brought my own handkerchief, could be branded, could be not.
There is
Think about it.
sponsorship opportunities.
There's some branding opportunities there to be said. Mountain Men Games.
Yeah.
Of the sort.
I do think that the handkerchief has been misused throughout history. It's always had a gross use of blowing your nose into a towel that you always keep in your pocket. But I think it should be used to just keep yourself clean in general. You know what I mean?
The issue is handkerchief, they hang around your pocket whether they're dirty or clean. So you wipe your hands off and then it goes back in your pocket. And you go to clean yourself later, but it's saturated with the previous dirtiness.
Retweet.
+1?
+5.
Oh!
Say it again.
+5.
+5. I wish you could on Reddit give instead of 1 upvote, give it 5 upvotes. You should have 30 upvotes a day. And you should be able to give all 30 to one post.
And then you could pay to get more. I like that model.
I would do that. Dude, I would spend $5 a month on upvotes just to make our videos trending on PokeMMO subreddit every single week. Anyway, anyone else have any warm-up lap material? No?
I've had a kind of a random one for a while, but men's underwear need a total there's no point for that little slot to use the restroom.
Oh, the peen slot?
Yeah, no point. No point.
Some people want to keep their underwear on, I think.
But on the whole, it literally only applies if you have a belt on. And even then, I find it way easier to just do the whole thing. I mean, if you're wearing athletic shorts, you're going to have to pull them down anyway.
Right, so you're saying, so you need the thing in the underwear if you're going to do it through fly in pant, right?
I think that doing it through fly is so much more harder and more inconvenient than just, unzipping, taking and undoing the belt, taking the button off and going normally.
The problem is what if you're tucked in and you risk the untuck, you risk ruining the tuck.
In my experience, I have to pull up the shirt because it's it's tucked down there pretty low anyway.
Yeah.
So that's just something on my mind.
No, that's fair. I think that's fair too. But okay, so you're saying just get rid of the fly altogether?
Yes.
Wow, that could be a take on its own. Anyway, here we are in the car, ready to. Are you guys still hot?
No, we're cooling. We're cooling.
I'm waiting for these takes to warm me up.
That's what. Yeah. So the takes. Hopefully the takes don't get too hot because the car is hot. Maybe the AC will just have to crank up a little bit. We're not on max quite yet. But no, it's fine. Don't go to max. It'd be bad sound. Does anyone want to go first?
I can go. I don't know. We can do the game, but also.
Okay. So, who has a take? How many people have takes?
Oh, blocked your face.
So 3 of us have takes?
Yeah.
Rez, are you going to have a take, or do you want to just dish it off for the episode?
I'll ditch it off. I'll chime in here and then, just like Sam.
Okay. I think that sounds like a plan. Oh, David, you kind of got light on your face.
I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're my eyes.
Here, let me see if I can help.
Nah.
I don't hate that.
Okay. It's super
it's pretty
mid.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can play the game. I'm thinking of a number. Everyone, Ronak and David, close your eyes. You can't see my number. I'm holding it up to the camera now. Ronak, guess the number.
1.
David, guess the number.
3.
It's 2. So I'll be going first.
Shit.
So here's my take. I've had this series of takes for a while. I first had, you could call it a famous series. You could. And it started with, I believe it started with 2 is the most important number.
I hate these.
It then moved on to H is the most important letter, and then moved on to red is the most important color. And now I'm continuing the series with 2 p.m. or 1400 is the most important time of the day. Let me tell you why. Or do you want to know why, or is it just a straight up agree?
Just please tell me why. I don't know.
I'll tell you why.
I have zero clue where
I don't know why.
what this means.
Well, I'll tell you. Here's what it means. Oh, God, strap in. So, plenty of reasons. Number one, not number one, but like the first point this isn't my number one point, but it's the first point I'm going to address, I guess you could say. 2 is the most important number. So 2 p.m., it would be fitting if it was the most important time. Now, there are some other reasons. One other reason being, and probably my biggest one, is that 2 p.m. is the turning point of the day. If you're having a bad day at 2 p.m., you're going to be having a bad day for the rest of the day. 2 p.m. is the crash time, or 2 p.m. is the re-energized time. So I think that the day really pivots on 2 p.m. 2 p.m. is the make or break time.
First of all, the first point, that assumes that we think that 2 is the most important number.
Yeah.
Which is a hefty assumption.
Well, it doesn't
Lofty.
necessarily matter what you think. It's my take.
Well, isn't the point of this for you to convince us?
I would say like all the things that you said don't apply to me. Like my turning point, I don't have a turning point in my day. There's not a crash time. My meals, I have lunch by 12 and snack is, like 3:30. So 2 p.m. really comes and goes without any fleeting thought, any passing importance.
So you might think that, but I think that you're just glossing over it in your mind. I think a lot of days, 2 p.m. is your hinge point, but you just don't know it. It's just kind of blowing over your head. You know what I mean?
I think the most important is like the decision for like lunch. Like that'll perpetuate a bad day, or it'll go, because like if I eat a heavy lunch or something, I'm just tired and I don't feel like doing anything for the rest of the day. But that's a decision I'm making at like 12:30.
I would say, in my opinion, and I had the take a few episodes ago where, if you're still in bed at 9:30, and this was, mostly as a college student, because those working 9 to 5 simply can't be doing that. I would say like 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is much more important, because if you haven't done anything, then you're going to be it's already going to be noon by the time you're starting, in my opinion.
Ooh.
So for me, the inflection point comes far earlier than 2. And also the fact that you also referenced it as 1400 in your take shows that 2 p.m. the number 2 doesn't carry much relevance to it.
In most of the world, 2 p.m. is known as 2 p.m. I'm just saying 1400 for any countries that use that kind of time system, but also for military people. So, fun fact, the Treaty of Versailles was signed at 2 p.m.
Good.
Can we get a fact check on that?
Fact check.
It's true.
that.
I'm playing fact checker for this one. I'm looking this one up.
No need.
Even if it is true, if we determine it is true, it could have been signed at 1:59 or 2:01 and the same ramifications. With the same ramifications.
See, that's not necessarily true, because the world leaders had a big lunch and they were tired afterwards. So they were
So
more
they decided
likely
to sign a treaty.
They were like, let's go home. It's about
Let's
time.
just sign it. Let's get it
Yeah,
done.
let's sign it. Let's get it done. Let's go home. They had Chipotle bowls, which are notoriously thick and full of food.
With double rice.
So you're saying that they used 2 p.m. as a time to kind of just like throw it in. They were tired. And so that shows that it was not really a good thing that it was signed at 2 p.m. based on your story.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying it's an important thing. Never said it was good. Never said it was the best. It's the most important.
I feel like in that
I don't understand
case,
how it's so difficult for you to hold the mic up to your face.
No. Okay, here. How about I agree with you?
Sure.
But it's 2 a.m. because
Do you see how I'm holding the mic?
it's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. That's the most important one.
Why? Why do you think so?
Because they say that we were
There's
talking
a
about it
saying.
earlier, nothing
There's
ever.
literally a saying.
Yeah,
about
nothing
it.
ever good happens after 2 a.m. But that doesn't matter because it
You're talking
doesn't
about a
matter if
TV
it's
show.
no. Well, I
what they say.
think we said it was true. I think we agreed with it. But
If it didn't happen on pod, it's not canon. You can't talk about it.
well, either way, the worst and the best, it doesn't matter as long as it's the most important, right? Those are your
Correct.
words, not mine.
Correct.
By the way, yeah. So if the worst thing that could happen to you is after 2 a.m.
Hey,
because of the decision you made at 2 a.m., then that I think would also be the most
I'll
important.
be the first to admit there are multiple hinge points in a day. But I think 2 p.m. is the most important one. Because it happens right in the middle. It's a massive swing point. Massive swing point.
You have an extremely busy day ahead of you, and you accidentally sleep through 2 of your alarms. You've now woken up late, and your day's already bad. I would argue that the time you wake up is the most important time of the day.
And I wake up at 2 a.m., so my point still stands.
I think that everyone wakes up at a different time, and I think that you have to actually claim an actual hour. Otherwise, it's just a cop-out. Because
Well, then the take should be like, what's the best time to wake up? And
that's
that would
not
say-
what it's about, though. That'd be a different take.
Yeah, I'm saying it should be a different
You still
take.
haven't provided any point that applies to more than you.
Not true. Have you ever seen any 5-hour energy commercials that's like the 2 p.m. crash? Walkie slush.
No.
You haven't seen those? Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's didn't back me up here. Literally anyone. Samuel Ma, I know you watch
feel like
commercials for
I feel
fun.
like if anything, it's I think it's a little bit later, 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3.
It's not the 3
I'm
p.m.
pretty
crash.
sure it's
Look up
3
the 2 p.m. crash, Resma.
No, no, no,
Please,
no.
please.
Look up a 5-hour energy. The motto is
The
literally
1 p.m.
the
The 1 p.m. is lunch. 1 p.m. is
I'm
lunch.
pretty sure it's 3 hours.
It's definitely like
Cap.
It's definitely like a 4 p.m. crash, right? Like
No, it's 2 p.m. crash.
Nah, it's
definitely a
3
4 p.m.
p.m.
crash,
Look
like
up-
3 p.m. crash.
Please look up a 5-hour energy commercial. I'm begging you. It's one where they're in an office/warehouse. Your phone is not moving, Resma, and it's freaking me out.
Not
I thought
checking.
you were the fact checker.
Yeah, no.
What is going on?
You're also applying the 2
You
p.m.
can't
crash
fucking-
to someone that eats lunch at 1. I don't know many, I don't eat lunch at 1.
That's when almost every workplace lunchtime is 1 p.m.
I don't think that's true.
Cap. It is. I gotta stop saying cap. It definitely is. It definitely is. Trust
It's
me.
12
That's-
to
I don't trust you.
1.
That's an
It's what, Ronak?
It's 12. I mean,
12
it's
to
12 to 1.
Yeah.
It's 12 to 1.
12
to 1.
Oh, you mean lunch break is from 12 to 1?
No. I don't know if I think everyone takes it. At
It
12.
depends.
I think it's
Okay.
pretty broad.
I'll be the first to admit, if your job starts at... No, you know what? I'm not going to say that. I think it's typically 1 to 2 is lunch break.
That's actually the lunch break that I take. Exactly those hours, 1 to 2.
Thank you. Sam, what's
wouldn't say that
what
you're-
time? What's lunch break at the... I guess there isn't.
12:30 to 1:30.
12:30 to 1:30?
I think
That's still a
what
2
mine
p.m. crash.
was,
That's
too.
prime 2 p.m.
2
crash.
p.m. crash if you're getting back from lunch at 1.
I agree about the 2 p.m.
Oh, yes, Sam. Say it on
2 p.m.
mic
crash
for the people. Say it on mic better for the people.
The 2 p.m. crash happens.
Fuck yeah. And that's a doctor.
He's not voting. He's not voting.
And that's a doctor. That's a doctor. Well, he's been around so many doctors at one time.
He might as well be one.
He might as well be a doctor. that's
It's guilty by association,
Right.
but the good version.
But in this case, he's a doctor. It's doctor by association.
This
Wait, the sun
lighting's
is changing. The sun is
lighting's
changing. Oh, the camera almost fell, and now it's low-key worse.
No, it's better. It's got your chins now. Resma
Resma is in
lighted
full view.
Let me see if I can.
You've just been unlocked in Lego Star Wars.
I wish I had that.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
I really wish I had those baby on board sun visors.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, you
about
had to be there, guys. You had to be there for that one. Anyway, I mean, I won't take up any more of your time with this excellent take. I mean, Sam kind of proved my point, and That's all I have to say about that.
This is
Yeah.
yeah.
On mic?
Yeah.
Sam, it's okay. You don't have to go on
That
mic.
doesn't prove that 2 p.m. is the most important time. I just said that the 2 p.m. crash happened.
Right, but you agreed with one of my most hinging points.
That wasn't the most hinging point.
That was my most hinging
There's
point.
so many hinges to your point.
Yeah.
There's what? Name all the hinges to my point right now.
It's the best.
A lot of hinges in a day. There are a lot of hinges in a day, but 2 p.m. is the most important one.
Oh my god. Wait, the
You
light,
have
the
hinges-
light, the stoplight is just shaking rapidly. It's okay. We're up past it.
We're at the point where people are disagreeing with takes for no good reason.
You haven't provided a good
Well,
reason
you
for me
picked-
to agree.
Yeah, 2 is not.
I laid out my schedule and what I thought was the most important times, and that's that.
I just think you
takes
have
are more
you're
about
12
society.
hours off. I think you're 12 hours off.
don't
You think it's 2 a.m.?
It definitely
The time
is
that
2 a.m.
most humans on Earth are asleep.
And I wake up.
The time when you prowl. Okay, well, I agree. Resma, what do you think?
I'm a fan of Ponk Prowler's 2 a.m. schedule.
The Ponk Prowlers. I like that for like a AA baseball team.
Backyard baseball.
Sam, what do you think?
Oh, what's up?
Agree or disagree with my take?
Disagree.
What time do you think is most important?
There is no most important time.
Cap.
Yeah.
Time is all important. All our time is useful.
Father time.
Yeah.
Always comes through. Anyway, who wants to go next with their take?
Oh, I disagree.
I didn't ask, but okay.
I just need it on record.
Do you want to go next?
Yeah, I can go. Or should we do another game? or something?
Do eyes closed, rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Hold, Ronak, stop. Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ronak wins. What time? When do you want to go, Ronak?
I'll go now.
Say it into the mic.
I'll go now.
Okay.
It'll pick it up. Don't worry.
I mean, I don't think it will. I'm looking at the levels right now.
No, it'll pick it up.
No, it's gonna be mass. It's gonna fall in with all the
you
white
can just
noise.
cover it.
Cover the white noise
Yeah.
that your voice perfectly melds
Just use
into.
some room tone.
Yeah, no, I'll use some room
What are
tone.
you saying?
Use some room tone to mask the loud room tone.
Oh, check out this sick view.
Oh my god, it's actually really symmetrical.
Yeah, that's actually.
Oh, the photo's coming.
Is this Forrest Gump?
This might be where. No, I don't think so. Forrest Gump ran in.
This is
She
pretty-
told us.
You know what?
I
I'll take a
know
photo. This
where
is a
Forrest
photo
Gump ran.
break for sure.
That's a photo break.
You're witnessing a photo op, right, in real time.
We ought not to do
To do what?
this. To opt. We ought not to opt.
We ought to opt out.
Ought to.
Okay. Okay, I'll go. I'm ready.
Yeah, go.
So this actually, I'm really glad we're doing this in a car because I can actually show you what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Have you ever been driving with sunglasses on, and then like your car starts out like this? It's like the visor is up,
Sure.
and it just gets too bright, and you're wearing sunglasses, and you have to bring it down to block the sun.
Okay.
Right. That's a problem because your sunglasses aren't doing their job. Right. So what I'm proposing is this is a two-part take.
Ronak is white.
Sam just blasted your point out the door.
Yeah. Sam is,
Sun's over here. It's not even.
yeah.
Well, if it's straight on, this is for certain scenarios. But anyway, the point still applies either way. What the fuck? Okay.
What are they doing?
You're
Oh,
fine.
they're pulling over. Okay. I thought that we were about to witness a head-on collision at max speed.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that we need to have transition sunglasses. That needs to be a thing.
It already is.
No. So they're always sunglasses, but then they transition to darker sunglasses.
See,
Oh my god.
Anyway, transition sunglasses. They're always sunglasses, but then they get darker when it's sunnier, and then they get lighter, and then that's transitioning to my final take, which is that we should have bifocal sunglasses.
we already do. Like prescription sunglasses.
No, bifocal. So like the bottom is light. And these don't have to be prescription either. The bottom is light, and then the top is super dark.
Super dark,
Yeah.
like a black and white cookie.
Why don't we just
Exactly
have
like that.
transition windshields?
Because what if you're outside?
What? I mean, what?
That's the idea, right? Of the.
No. If you're in cars, this doesn't apply only to cars. This applies to.
talking about.
I'm just saying this is a real life application of it. But it could also apply to just being outside, you know?
Sure.
If it just...
What?
I just almost witnessed a head-on collision.
Was that truck again? That truck is
Oh my
driving
God.
erratically. We should call it in.
Illegally. Well, it's not illegally passing. He's just making dumb passes.
It's dangerous.
It's erratic is what it is. It's
People need to wait
erratic.
their turn.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Wait your turn.
Might as well pass on the shoulder just to be safer.
Yeah, fair. Anyway, Ronak, you were giving a bad take. What was it?
No. Absolutely none of that.
This is bottom left.
This is not bottom left. Enough of that talk. This is top right. This is top right. It's hot and it's good.
Okay.
This is the and. Come on. It's,
Come on, guys, come on. Okay, so wait, talk. I got confused. So what? So you're saying the top of your sunglasses should be really dark, and the bottom should just be clear?
Not clear, but just slightly less dark.
Oh, slightly less dark.
Just regular sunglasses. You got this.
Holy shit!
Done
Holy shit.
it.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
my
Got
God,
it.
Sam! Fuck! Fuck, Sam!
Not even close.
That was really scary, man.
That was terrible.
We could have waited until those two cars drove past.
Oh, that was
another
worth- that was
free
good. That
left
was
lane.
That wasn't pretty. I mean, passing a semi is hard because it's
Yeah.
so long. You know.
Passing a semi is mid.
You
You're
should have
right.
gone into sports mode.
Is it in eco mode?
It's in eco right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that for us though. I like eco mode for us. Okay, Ronak. So, what would that do? I'm confused as to what that would do.
Are you saying like the
Well,
bifocal part would be easier
I
to
just
read
wanna
like your
stare- I
your
don't
phone
wanna-
screen if you had to pull that out while still having your sunglasses
Yeah,
on?
yeah, that's part of it. But
Okay.
also, like, if you're just looking straight ahead and the sun's like coming at an angle, obviously, because it's not, unless it's like setting right in front of you, it's never full on in your face, right?
Sure.
It always takes like an angle upwards anyway. So if you're darker on the bottom, you can look straight ahead while not having it bounce off. Or
Okay,
like,
but so what about
without having to look away.
What about sunglasses that are kind of flush to your forehead, like visors, for instance, like a visor kind of sunglass?
I mean, why wouldn't it apply to that as well? Or are you saying that should just be the norm? It's just less stylish.
Yeah,
I
like
think.
that. Oh, you're saying that's less stylish? I feel like Will.I.Am would wear that.
Yeah, but he's less stylish than
You think Will.I.Am is less stylish?
me for sure.
Right. Remember Will.I.Am's like really cool mask idea that he had like right before everyone got vaccinated?
Oh yeah.
He was like, I'm gonna sell these $100,000 masks.
Jesus Christ.
And then the pandemic ended in response to that.
The pandemic ended in America.
That's true. That's true.
Ooh, that's a cool little rock formation there.
I wish we had a 360 camera.
We do. I'm just no. Imagine if we did, and I only used it to record this view, this mid view. Guys, we're gonna really start using mid a lot. This lighting is actually really ideal.
Yeah, it's
The
really
sun's
perfect.
about to come back out though,
Hello, Dan.
We're about to be down horrendous.
or has to be down
Just
horrendously.
put a warning at the beginning of this video. Just be like,
Yeah.
the light gets better.
Well,
And
yeah,
then it gets worse.
And
I'll
then
say,
it'll
I'll
get
say
worse.
at 3420. Skip to 3420 if you
For
can't
really
deal with
good
bad
lighting.
Yeah.
State line in 5 miles.
Oh, we're
Oh,
of
shit.
Utah.
Yeah, I think so.
So we're about to hit the Ute.
The Utes.
So okay.
Colorado. I think it's Colorado.
Yeah, we're hitting the Rado border.
Oh, really? So we're just kind of skimming Colorado, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just getting a taste.
Just
Just a
east of
taste.
Durango,
Yeah.
actually, which is our final destination.
Right. So Sam, you're gonna be the only driver ever in one drive to go over 3 state lines.
Wow.
How do you feel about that?
It's pretty good.
I guess it's only 2 state lines, but you're driving in 3 states.
Yeah. I feel like a world traveler.
Yeah.
Hopper.
Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah.
No, but Sam himself,
Oh, you're right.
because we've been in New Mexico for a long
For
while,
a fat many minutes.
for a fat min.
Mid-minutes.
Were your thoughts complete, Sam?
Oh yes.
Okay, Sam's done. You know what, Ron? I kind of like this, to be honest. Do you
Top
like-
right? Or maybe.
I mean, it's more of an invention idea than a take.
Yeah, it's more of a pitch, but
Pitches can be
I
takes.
kind of liked it. Yeah.
Say,
I thought it was a genius idea. So.
say everyone should be required to wear
Just
bifocal
put-
sunglasses.
Um,
That'll make it a good take.
what's hotter? I think
I think it's a good cold to take. I think it's a good middle, like somewhere
Your
in the
initial
middle.
reactions do not support that theory.
Well, I thought it was completely like almost pitch black on top and then clear on bottom. That's what I thought you were saying.
I thought you were only talking about in cars at
Wow.
first, and I just didn't see the need for it, but you explained it better.
Like
Yeah.
car sunglasses that dangle, like attached to your car like a pen at a bank.
Yeah, so you just sit in and they're automatically in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like attached up here? And then you
Yeah,
can-
they're just
you can-
hanging. They're just
Or like in
hanging
the
from
in the ceiling, and then you just press a button.
Drop them down.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you should just do
Exactly right.
in that case you should do a screen, right? Just like a screen that comes in front of you.
Yeah, but then is it too much like 1984? Are we
No,
too-
it's
is it
not
too
enough,
Orwellian?
honestly.
Cool rock formation right there. Looks like a bunch of sand on the bottom. Probably is.
I like that rock.
Taking a picture of that rock. Take a picture of a rock.
I love sand.
Sorry we're potting while sightseeing.
You hate sand, right?
Right.
You hate sand, right?
Right?
No, it's like okay, ready? Real time meme creation. Anakin, Padme sitting in a field, 4 panels. Ready? Anakin. I'm so glad we're dating. I can't wait to get to know each other better. Padme, you love sand, right? Then Anakin's staring at her. Then she says, "You love sand, right?"
Is it like that? Like
It's
terrified, or is it like
it's that easy.
Oh, alright.
What are you saying?
Well, I'm saying like the way you said it was like kind of terrified.
Oh,
like,
it's
the
super
second one.
terrified.
I think it's like
in this movie.
more like
Yeah.
you like sand, right? Like it's like more tense.
No. I think it's like,
more like
I think
out of
it's
fear.
shaken. I think it's
Yeah,
shaken.
Yeah.
That's how I read it.
She sees the dark side in him for the first time, and she's
Mm.
like, "What?"
Yeah, she's like, it's kind of hot though.
Wait, yeah, whoa. Wait, can we get some context? I can't remember what the scene was in the movie.
No, me neither. I don't know what it is.
They had sent him to Naboo, and he was all pissed because he was like, "I should be doing more than just like security," but you know, he got to hang out with Padme. And then I forget the exact line, but it was kind of like hinting at his juice of power
Yeah.
and like what he wanted to do, and she got scared.
It was like he was like, I want to do big things, and she was like, but you don't want to be like
You don't want to kill
Darth
people.
Vader, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like,
Right?
and she's like, you don't want to be Darth Vader, right? Then he's like, oh shucks, and he does like a little dance as he walks away.
Pennywise
A little jig.
style.
Oh, Pennywise, and then Pennywise pops up. This is a fanfic at this point.
Got money lighting.
Pennywise and the Padme.
Oh,
We're leaving New Mexico,
and we're entering Colorado.
and we're in.
There's the sign.
Wait, so did we leave?
Oh, look at that! It says "Welcome to Colorado." That's fun.
Oh, holy
We're
shit!
in Colorado.
Wait, so we left New Mexico before we entered Colorado?
Yeah, there's a little no man's land.
Well, no man's land. That's like the international waters of the land.
Yeah.
Between
There's
all
no-
the states.
Yeah, Colorado and New Mexico hate each other.
You should see the four corners.
The Four Corners is a war zone, dude.
Jesus. There's no rules in between the border. There's no potting rules in between the border.
Right, we could say anything. We could say
Yeah.
simp.
Oh,
We could-
no.
could say
No.
virgin. Oh,
no.
Okay, David, do you agree or disagree with Ronik's take?
I agree with it. I like it. I think it's innovative.
I also agree with it.
Oh,
think
did I
it's-
tell you the name of it? The company?
Oh,
This
hit
could
me
be a
with
make or
it.
break.
We call it Trance, but it's TRANCE.
So walking such a fine line.
Because I want it to be cool,
Right.
but I also don't want it. I don't want it to come with any,
There's an advertising major sitting right behind
Yeah.
you. I would
That's-
advise you against
Yeah,
it.
such a
Okay.
bad idea.
But like you're caught in a trance,
can I give
I
you
think you intentionally tried to like mispronounce it. Just say trance.
Trance. That's how I say it.
you're gonna lose. This is like a unique idea that's gonna lose both sides of the political
Yeah,
spectrum.
That's honestly.
Okay, here.
I'll just do a
here's-
transition sunglasses.
Can I give you bad? Can I give you a better idea?
what the fuck?
Can I give you a better idea? How about this? Okay. And if you disagree with this one, I'm walking
all the way to Moab?
all the way to Moab. Tick dicklers.
This is so fucked up. This is so fucked up that you would do that. There's no way I'll accept that.
Okay, then I disagree with your take.
Insane.
I still agree with your take.
Yeah, this is about to be my most agreeable take of all time.
Yeah.
I gotta go top left quadrant for this one, Ronak. +1 for me.
+1.
That's bad hot.
Sam?
No, no.
Bottom right.
I disagree with this take.
Why, Sam? Why, Sam?
I feel like my sunglasses do a perfectly fine job no matter the level of sun.
What'd
To
you
each
say?
their own. To each their own.
What'd
You'll
you
just
say?
miss out on tick dicklers or whatever it's called.
Tick Dicklers is
Say
so
it
Tick
again.
Dicklers is the new name.
Dude, I'll do anything for the accept.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Okay,
Yes.
David, I'm just gonna hand the mic to you for your take. So I'll tap you when I want to talk.
Alrighty, Roo.
Do you want to lean in a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, get in the frame.
So Cameron, this debate, you'll be familiar with it. This ranged all the way back to middle school lunch times. Breakfast, by far, has the most superior food options. And I'm not talking. I know people don't. Not everyone wants to eat breakfast. I'm talking about flavor. I'm talking about. Even, I mean, you can have healthy breakfast. You can have good sweet breakfast. You can have easy, quick breakfast. You can make an elaborate breakfast. People have. There's a reason schools have breakfast for lunch, and there's a reason people make breakfast for dinner. It's because breakfast has the superior food.
People do that? I guess people do.
Everything you said could literally be applied to any of the meals. Also, like
No.
people also have dinner for dinner far more often than they have breakfast.
Yes, but people don't have dinner for breakfast. Like, what besides like leftover pizza? Like, you're not making a salad.
No.
And steak and eggs, that's a breakfast.
I think it's because every mealtime has its place, but also I think that people overemphasize the time that you can eat foods too much. Ronak, we've talked about this on pod before, you and me together. I think that, or like you said earlier, you ordered a chicken parmesan. You said this on the pod.
This isn't canon though. This isn't canon though.
It is canon. You
No.
said it on the pod before.
The chicken
You've
parm?
told that story on the pod before. Yeah.
God.
Tell it again. Tell it again.
Those fuck. I don't want to.
Ronak ordered a chicken parm sandwich for dinner, and everyone was like, "That's a lunchtime food," which is ridiculous. And I would
say-
what?
I'd say there's definite crossover between lunch and dinner.
No, I agree. I think that dinner has so many more options. So there's a reason that there's a breakfast menu, and then they take it away.
And then there's just the rest of the
Then there's the
menu,
rest
yeah.
of the menu.
Some places have lunch menus. Some places have dinner menus specifically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair, but
Yeah,
both
yeah.
the lunch and the dinner menu are more expensive than the breakfast menu.
I
Oh,
would
I don't know
argue
about that.
about
I think the
that.
lunch menu's
I
probably
would
the
say
most
breakfast can have a
restrictive.
much more expansive menu. It just depends on the place you go.
It's always just like different types of ways you can prepare eggs and different types of ways you can prepare pancakes.
If you go to a steak place, it's just different types of cuts of steak.
Disagree. There's so many sides. There's so many
There's
appetizers.
different sides at breakfast. There's many sides at breakfast.
Not nearly as many as dinner. Not nearly as many as dinner.
They don't taste as good.
Cap. What
I think
the breakfast sides? What are the breakfast
You got
Yeah,
hash
yeah.
browns. You have eggs. You can get a muffin. You can get
Toast.
toast. You can get biscuit. I mean gravy or grits. All of it. Ham. All of it. Fruit. All
Yeah.
of it.
I mean, I think
All of it.
I think the volume argument isn't really valid. It should just be more
'Cause I
about
said it's
quality.
superior
It should
flavor.
Be about,
Well, I think that the volume argument definitely is qualified because you go to a steak place and there's only steak stuff for dinner, right? But then you go to, let's say, a Mexican food place and the breakfast menu is going to be the same, but the dinner menu is going to be vastly different. So there's Mexican cuisine, there's Chinese cuisine, there's Indian cuisine, there's classic American
that
cuisine.
all applies to breakfast.
Not
too.
not even close to as much. Not even close.
But I'm not talking about volume.
But the cuisine
I don't think
still
volume
have
plays into it.
breakfast items. Yeah, there's like Indian.
No, and that's fair. But would you say that in those breakfasts, the volume of food that you eat for dinner is greater than the volume of food that you eat for breakfast?
Yeah, but that still goes back. Like, I don't think volume is a good.
I think volume
indicator.
is the only indicator because otherwise it's just.
Well, also like some of the sides, it's like some places will have mixed vegetables or
Yes, that's right.
individual vegetables listed out, and like, does that represent volume? If one dinner menu has mixed
Yeah, are
vegetables
mixed
or one
veggies and
menu
broccoli
has
different?
individual listed out?
I think the restaurant argument shouldn't be made because there are so many different kinds of restaurants that just offer different things. I just think it should be the collective body of work. And the collective body of work of dinner is way larger than the collective body.
Well, okay.
But I think the four of us, or at least me, Sam, and Ronak, have established that that's not important to my take.
Well, I think
Like, volume doesn't play into quality of food.
It's the only way to objectively measure it.
If people didn't want breakfast so much, then why did fast food places start offering breakfast all day? Because people wake up late and they still want breakfast.
If you went to any fast food place, I would guarantee that they sell way more food at dinner and lunch than they do at breakfast.
Yeah, because most people eat breakfast at home.
The fuck?
I mean, sure, but
this is doing murder
still.
for white noise levels. The rain.
Still, a restaurant is much more likely to take away their breakfast menu than their dinner menu. That's why so many places are not even open for breakfast.
Well, okay, here. I kind of agree that in terms of like looking at it objectively, that volume is a good indicator, but also I don't think it matters. Like, if it's a good indicator, then it makes it completely, objective, and then there's no way to be hot. There's no way to have a hot take.
I mean, also, if we're going to go volume, I said earlier that, breakfast is much more commonly eaten at all 3 times than, like, dinner would be eaten at breakfast.
That's a fair point, too.
That is a fair point, but I think it's because of the weird societal standard that we have that food has to be based on a time of day, which I think is...
I think
bad.
breakfast breaks that, doesn't it, if you're eating it at lunch and dinner?
No, because there's some kind of weird societal standard that's like, breakfast should be eaten early because it powers you up for the day, but so many people just eat shitty breakfasts that don't power you up for the day. For instance,
That was a take.
I know.
Wait, I'm pretty sure that was employed by like breakfast companies.
what was employed by breakfast companies?
Like that breakfast is like the most important meal.
Yeah.
That was like a lie.
Yeah, it's not. That's why so many people, that's why intermittent fasting is so popular now. I mean, that's not why, but like that's an indicator that intermittent fasting is so popular. And it's an indicator. I mean, sure.
You can still have an omelet.
What?
You can still have an if you think that people just eat shitty breakfast, like, you can still whip up an omelet or something healthy.
No, I agree that you can just whip up an omelet, but the fact that people eat absolute shit for breakfast breaks the mirage that you should have certain foods at certain times of day. And I think that that's just a weird societal standard that we have that's kind of perpetuated by the breakfast companies, like Sam said, that you should eat breakfast food at this time. And that's the reason why people don't eat dinner food for breakfast. Also, I feel like plenty of cultures do eat dinner food for breakfast. It's just an American thing that we do.
Do you have proof on that?
Yeah. There's a big thing in like Latinx cultures, for instance, where they'll just take leftovers from the day before and kind of like they'll just like mix in some eggs for a little bit of protein, and then they'll eat the rest of their dinner leftovers the day after.
Is that still a dinner food at that point? Or
Yes, 100%, because the dinner food is most of what they're eating. They're just mixing in eggs for protein. And because of like the weird societal standard that like eggs means breakfast.
I still think that the flavor you get and the volume, I think there are just as many good breakfast foods as dinner foods, even if a dinner place does. Ronak, can you put the mic to Sam, please?
I just disagree. Dinner has much more variety.
Yeah.
Like,
I think honestly, I disagree too. But I think the quantity argument is kind of
Yeah, I don't know why that played in,
okay.
really, truthfully.
So the quantity argument plays in because yes, there are a lot of good breakfast foods that I enjoy, but there are way more good dinner foods that I enjoy. And the options that you have, I think, is absolutely a way to judge the quality of a meal.
But to be fair, that's what makes
The quality
his
of
take,
a meal, like time of, like the quality of like dinner, breakfast, lunch, not like the quality of what you're eating at the time.
That's what makes his take hot, though, is the fact that, like, whoa, tumbleweeds.
Right,
Holy shit.
I'm not saying that it's not hot.
Whoa, that was crazy.
I think it is certainly a hot take. Actually, I think I think if you polled America, I think it'd be half and half, to be honest. To be completely honest.
That's pretty hot.
I mean, I guess you could say
pretty
that.
fucking hot. That's the most divisive you can be.
No, the most divisive you can be is having an opinion that 10% of people have, or like the
Yeah.
less amount of people that have that
Yeah.
opinion. I think the hotter it is, right? Don't you think?
Hotter doesn't
In some sense, unless it's just like cold.
I guess.
No, I'm not saying divisive. I'm saying unpopular.
right.
I think that also like a lot of cultures don't place nearly as much emphasis on breakfast that America does. Like a lot of places just eat like bread and fruit and that's it for breakfast. I'm not saying that that's bad. It's just like I think in America the emphasis is so heavy on breakfast.
I'd argue that maybe those cultures aren't aware of the vast goodness that breakfast can provide them.
The vast goodness that General Mills cereal can bring to
Yes,
you.
sir. Cinnamon life.
That sounds like honestly a mission trip that you could go on, David. Spreading
I'm
the
gonna
good word of
spread
breakfast.
breakfast across the globe. It'll be my
Oh my
next
God.
vlog.
The Eggman.
This place looks kind of
The Eggman is coming.
Pass the plate. Whoa.
I like this
Well, it's a little casino right here.
kind of like it.
I'm gonna gamble this take.
What the?
This take is worth $100. I'm gonna go gamble it.
The super vertical.
Those trees are cool. Anyway, Ronak, so do you agree or disagree with this take?
I agree with the principle. I agree with the choice, the ability to choose.
Do you? My take is that breakfast has the most superior food, taste
I
wise.
disagree. I'm lunch. No, I'm joking.
I think
it's
I have to. I think I have to disagree for Sam's same point. Like, there's just a lot more variety, and sometimes like I'll get tired of breakfast foods. While they are very good, I can just change it up for dinner and lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say that breakfast is the most frustrating meal of the day for me because I'm always like, what the fuck do I eat that's not just eggs or waffles? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like a bagel. It's just like breakfast. I mean,
So it's an inflection point. It's pretty important.
yeah, there are a lot of times of the day that are inflection points, but there is one time of the day that is the biggest one. I think this take. I mean, obviously this take comes. I've never been a breakfast guy. I've never really been excited about breakfast, and that's always informed my decision on dinner. I just think dinner is objectively better in my opinion.
It's objectively better in your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, people are allowed to have objective opinions, right? Is that a thing?
Objectively, yeah. In your opinion.
Your reality might be different than my reality. That's all I'm saying. Sam, what do you think? Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree because the number of breakfast foods that would make me happy eating is way smaller than the number of dinner foods that I would be happy to eat / cook. You know?
I will say that breakfast foods are made more into the spicier you make your breakfast food, the closer to dinner it is, and that's in just in terms of vibe, it's more dinnery. The more hot sauce you put on.
Yeah.
I agree with my take.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's an important point as well. That like a lot of, like I feel like, okay, David, would you agree or disagree with this? That the point of breakfast, most of the time, is to have something that fuels you for the rest of the day that doesn't make you feel super heavy or like loaded going into the day. Would you agree with that, or do you see different breakfast in a different way?
I see it fueling me until lunch or maybe a snack before. Like if I'm not able to eat a big breakfast, then I'll have a snack before lunch, but I see it fueling me to lunch. Yes.
Okay. I think that a lot of people, for instance, like with pancakes or like with spicy foods or garlicky foods or really heavy foods, I think that they get away from, obviously breakfast means different things to different people, but from like the general view of breakfast, I feel like they get away from that.
I think pancakes provide great fuel. I have them every Sunday.
Sunday is different though. Sunday is different than like you don't necessarily need to be fueled on Sunday.
No.
Like I think it's fine to eat pancakes
You're
on
supposed
Sunday.
to eat breakfast in the morning, especially on Sundays, because it fuels you for the entire week.
Especially when you intermittent fast for
Yeah.
6 days straight like me.
Exactly. So not
At that
intermittent.
point, it's not really super intermittent.
It's pretty mittent at that point.
I don't eat for 20 days out of the month, and then my feeding window is 10 days out of the month.
You're a bear. You're absolutely a grizzly bear.
Okay, well, I think it's hottest take time. We can restate our takes.
Are we all gonna vote?
Yeah,
Yeah,
why not?
okay.
We can restate our takes, starting with David,
Breakfast has the most superior food.
then Ronak.
Transition sunglasses.
And then my take was that 2 p.m. is the most important time of the day. And then I think we'll all think about who we want to vote for. We'll start with Resma, then me, then David, then Ronak, then Sam. Okay?
Resma, I'm after
So
David.
Resma. It's going to start with Resma. Everyone think about who you want to vote for. I'm going to hold the mic up to Resma. When he's ready, he'll say it. And then I'll hold the mic up to myself. I'll say it. I'll hold the mic up to David. He'll say it. And then Ronak, you'll hold the mic up to yourself. You'll say it. And then hold it up to Sam.
I like that.
Okay.
Cut that out of the pod. That's pretty logistical.
I think I'll keep it.
Wrong.
I think I'm going to go no cuts on this pod.
Except for the one where they stop recording.
They don't know.
Right.
Cut that.
I'll never tell.
I will also never ever tell. Okay. Resma, are you ready?
Yep.
I think I'm ready too.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? In 3, 2, 1.
David.
Cameron.
David.
Cameron.
So David wins. 3-2.
Nice.
That's a good win, David. That's
It's a
big
good win.
win. Do you have like a victory speech or anything?
I'm glad that I was able to achieve Hottest Take again. It seems like it's coming in with a bit more regularity than in 2020. I'm
The
happy
tide
to
always
see
comes in.
that I'm finding some takes that spark a bit more discussion, a bit more heat being generated from the grill that's making my pancakes.
The griddle. You make them on a grill.
For the record,
slipping through the cracks.
Stove.
for the record, griddles are the best way to prepare breakfast by far. Gotta have a griddle. If I'm living in a place with no griddle, I'm not living. Anyway, that's been Hot Takes High Stakes. The first Hot Takes High Stakes in person in a long while.
And in a car.
Maybe we can do another one of these coming back.
In a car.
I think we figured it out a little better.
We can do a different rotation.
Yeah, and with Sam and Rez maybe on mic.
Yeah.
So that's that. For Hot Takes High Stakes. Follow us on Twitter. Our Hot Takes High Stakes Twitter. I think it's at HTHS Pod. Follow us on TikTok. I think the TikTok is at Hot Takes _High Stakes. Follow us on subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe to Mountain Men Games on YouTube. Subscribe to the Apple Podcasts and follow us on Spotify. I think that's basically it. Anything you want to say, Ronak, before we go?
Get your dick. What is it called? Dick ticklers.
Oh, no!
You're plugging tick ticklers.
Dick ticklers.
All right. Well, that's that,
Coming to a
everyone.
store near you.
Bye.
Coming to a shopping mall.
Coming to one of those sunglass
Spencer's
huts. Coming to those sunglass huts near you with the uninterested teen working the desk. Okay, bye.
Plump Goops Podcast.